Hello everybody and welcome back to another race day here. Here we are back in Spain. I can't actually remember if we came here last season. I don't think we did. No, we didn't actually. But yes, we are back with another race day here, and of course you got another race without qualifying, so should be good. Now I see a Red Bull coming out. I believe that's the Red Bull of Harry, and yes, that is Harry there. I'm not being followed by anyone, I don't think. But I'm sure the guys will be out. No, actually, both McLarens are now out as well. So, yes, nicely done there. I'm sure Carl will be coming out. Yes, now here he comes. I will mention for Preston and Callum sadly cannot be here at this race, but their AIs will be driving for them. So, however badly their AIs drive, do not judge it on them, alright? Like, you know, be nice to them here. But yes, here we go. Let's just get up some info, of course, that we need. Like the telemetry, the lap data, and of course the full track map here, so we can see where everyone is. And of course the first person to start his lap time will be Harry. So it'll be very interesting to see what he can do here today in Spain. Can he pull something out of the bag? Oh, Jamie straight away has DNF'd. Not even got out of his first out lap yet. Very unlucky here by Jamie to DNF suddenly. That's the dangers of Spain though. Like Melbourne last track, Spain is also very dangerous for spinning out and stuff, and the corners are very tricky to take sometimes, so you've got to be extra careful. And Jamie of course has proven that here, but no matter, I'm sure he can bounce back in the race. Who knows? I will mention I have got the new rules we're going by just over to my left on my iPad. So if there's any incidents, I can have a quick look and give my quick observation if I see it, obviously. And I can, you know, of course I won't know until I see the footage from people's POV. But if I've seen it myself, I can make a pre-choice judgment, if you get what I mean. But who knows? Let's see what Harry can do here. Nicely taking that corner there, not going too wide at all. Now coming round the bend nicely, taking that very well. Coming around Mac, not almost going on the grass a little bit, but keeps it just nicely. Using the DRS to his full advantage now, using all of the speed he can get out of that Honda engine. Of course, it's not Red Bull engine because Red Bull don't make their own engines, unfortunately. But now taking that corner very nicely, a purple sector 2, although it was a purple sector 2 until I think Ritvic took it off of him. But yes, here we go now with Harry going around those corners very nicely. He has got Stroll in front of him, hasn't been able to catch up, unfortunately. Yellow flag sector 3 here. He's about to cross the line, and what will it be? A 118.215 here for Harry. And Ritvic will be setting a... If we just go to Ritvic here, Ritvic will be setting a 118.665. That's 4/10 of a second off Harry there. 5-place ground penalty for Stroll for collision with Mazepin. Probably the AI has been stupid and parking it when we get the fastest lap again. Preston, however, setting a 119.370. Callum's still yet to come out. But nice work by his AI, of course. Carl now setting a 118.339. That's 1/10 of a second off of Harry there. But here we go, Ritvic taking that bend very nicely. Almost goes off the grass, but saves it and manages to pull it back. Now going around this bend nicely, staying on the inside of the bend there. Not going on the outside, not going too wide, of course. Now we're going to look to take this bend nicely, and he does. Doesn't spin out at all. And now goes round this bend, goes again on the inside, and nicely taken there. Now on the straight, using the full force of the McLaren engine, or should I say Mercedes engine. Now taking that very nicely, going up to where most spins happen. Doesn't touch the corner there, so that won't be a spin. However, Harry has caused Ritvic to slow down a little bit there due to Harry coming back on track. Very unlucky there by Ritvic, but I'm sure he can get something just as good out here. Although he's looked to reach about 122, so he knows he's not going to beat his time. He's going to go into the pit lane, and he smashes his wing there against the wall. Very unlucky there. Hamilton, of course, following him, his old team, of course. I mean, it's nice to see Bottas at least on the grid. You know, I mean Hamilton as well. I mean Hamilton's not too bad, I guess. But yes, it should be very interesting. Sorry. Harry now the only one on track. No, actually, Callum is now out on track. Of course, it's an AI, so we probably won't watch his lap because again, it's an AI. Although it's something he'll be, you know, against, you know, well, be combating the AI, of course. He, like, the AI won't be taking much risks, won't be going, you know, won't be using Callum's tactics, should I say. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but hopefully you get what I mean. Yeah, should be interesting. Harry again looking to strengthen his lead here against Carl, of course. And I said last race, I mean, earlier when I was talking about for spinning out and stuff, I did say last race, of course, that was actually 2 races ago Melbourne happened, because last race was China, which unfortunately we had a recording issue with. I'm sure I would have made a video on it. If I haven't, I apologise, but you're hearing it first thing now. Unfortunately, we had a recording issue, so we can't get that footage. So obviously there won't be a China video, but I'm sure, you know, I mean, I think everyone DNF'd again, apart from Callum. Callum was the only driver left standing, so of course he took that P1 position. Harry going majorly on ground there, and don't worry, the audio isn't out like last video. I just was delayed majorly to reacting to that. Yeah, unfortunately China couldn't get footage, but yeah, Callum won that race, got the points, so should be very, very interesting what that means for the season. And I'm just gonna shut my window because it's always good when you can hear the ice cream van in the background, isn't it? Yeah, very interesting here. Carl now back out as well. We haven't actually seen his lap yet, so we'll wait for him to get on a time lap and see what time he can get out of that Honda engine, whether he can beat his teammate or not. Ritvik also coming out here. Callum also out currently. Callum got a 119.219. I didn't notice that. It's finally beaten Preston. So nice one there by Callum's AI, I must say. But yes, here we go now with Carl. We're about to start the time lap here. Here we go, going on, well, sticking to the inside of that bend there. Now using the full DRS to his advantage. Here we go, time lap is underway now. And we're into sector 1 here. Now coming into the corner, taking it very nicely now, not going too wide, and onto that bend as well. Nicely done there. Now going around this massive bend here, not going too wide as I normally would. Normally go full pelt into it and completely go wide there. Purple sector 1, nicely done by Carl, to be fair. Now coming up to this bend here, sticks to the inside of the bend, nicely taken there, but now comes down, using the full pace of that Honda engine, comes up to this bend, and keeps that nicely. Here we come to round this bend, nicely done there as well, using the DRS to a full advantage here. And of course the ice cream van's just coming to my street and is now full pelting its music, so if you can hear that I apologise. Purple sector 2 here for Carl. Now coming around this giant bend here, nicely taken, not sticking to the inside of it. Going around that corner, nicely taken, goes over a bit but doesn't matter. Goes over that bend a bit, nicely taken. Goes a bit wide on there, but no matter, I'm sure that won't affect his time too badly. And we are looking at a 117.737. That is 1 second. Well, actually not 1 second, but you get what I mean. Like, actually, it's like 0.5 tenths of a second quicker than Harry here. I was trying to work that out because not very good at maths, so it took a minute to work that out. But no matter, I got there eventually. But now Ritvik, however, also won a time lap. Potentially see what he can do, whether he can of course we'll watch him when he starts his new time lap and see what we can do there. Takes those corners a bit, whoa, swerves into the pit lane there. I don't think any penalties will be given for that, but it was a big swerve there into the pit lane, I will say. Harry now out as well now. Everyone except the two Red Bulls has now gone into the pits. So we'll see what the Red Bulls can do, whether Harry can fight back and take his P1 spot back, or whether it'll be Carl P1 and Harry P2, who knows. I'm sure we'll be finding out in 7 minutes and 25 seconds. Approximately, of course, not definitely. Right, here we go now. Sorry about that, just taking a quick drink. Harry, of course, still on his outlap, so, but that's the thing, like, I want to know your guys' opinions. On your outlap, do you normally go, like, full pace, or do you kind of go at slower pace, take the corners a bit more nicely, you know, and conserve your tyres, so when you come onto your time lapse, your tyres aren't worn as much? Like, what do you guys normally do? Let me know in the comments down below, because I'm very intrigued in hearing. But here we go now with Harry starting his time lap full pace down the straight here. That's what I'm trying to say. Using the DRS to his full advantage, coming around this bend nicely, not touching the corner too much, not sliding out, because it is very possible there on that corner. But now nicely taken around that bend as well, trying to get full pace, but he couldn't up to that straight. Nicely taken on that bend, not almost going a bit wide, and then he does go a bit wide onto the grass. So that will definitely affect his pace a little bit, affect his time, but he is straight back on that throttle, straight back on full throttle here. Now round this bend as well, here we go. Goes a bit wide on that as well, but doesn't matter too much. Now coming onto the straight again, using the DRS to his full advantage here, once again getting the full pace of out of that Honda engine. Nicely taken round the bend there, staying on the inside of that bend. Touches the corner there and spins out due to it. That's the mistake I was making. He needs to not touch that bend, the curb a bit too much, and try and avoid it a bit more. He won't be setting a better time anymore, that's for definite. But who knows what will happen on his next time lap, who knows. That'll definitely affect his tyres. Due to that, he's gone in the pit, so it should be very interesting here. But 5 minutes and 10 seconds left here qualifying, so who knows what will happen here. Now Carl is the only one still out here. Doesn't make the same mistake as Harry there, doesn't touch the curb too much, and takes that corner quite nicely there. Going around this corner now as well. And once again, it's always brilliant when you get hiccups when you're commentating, am I right? But now onto the full straight, full throttle here, using the DRS to his full advantage here. Will he beat his time? No, he doesn't. He keeps his time. So very unlucky there by Carl, I must say. But now coming up to this corner, touches the curb quite a lot. Surprised he didn't spin out, to be fair, but he survives it no matter. Now coming around that bend quite a bit there, not going too wide of course. Now going around this one as well, nicely taken, not going too far into the bend of course, but not going too far wide of it either. But now going around this one very nicely, stuck to the curb but not onto the curb, but he spins out of course. Now through the straight onto this bend, nicely taken there, and back onto that second one, nice there. Now onto this bend here, touches the curb a bit, surprised again he didn't spin, but he kept it, managed to keep it. Now using the DRS to his full advantage here, coming up to the bend, and coming round and nicely taken there. Now up to a bit, doesn't make the same mistake as Harry, keeps it nicely. Now onto the mini straight, now coming up, now onto the corner, doesn't go over that bend. And neither does he go around that bend either, and all that bend should I say, and into the pit lane he goes. So everyone is now into the pit lane. Of course, Jamie, George, both DNF'd. Shall we see if we can find any details on why Jamie spun out? Let's see. Apparently Jamie was going slow, though, to let Harry pull ahead, and Jamie went round the corner and his car went into the wall at the slowest speed ever, and apparently the wheel broke off. and it's always brilliant when the wheel breaks off, am I right? There we go, that's sent out now. But Preston and Callum now coming out, of course, with all the AIs they would. But here we go now with Callum going around with Ben's touching the curb, not spinning out though. Of course, that AI mind, of course, not knowing exactly what line to take and where if it's not too dangerous. So it should be interesting. Slowing down majorly into that corner. You see what I mean? AI slow down majorly into corners. Like, our drivers would go in a bit faster. Of course they'd brake, but they leave it a bit later, if you get what I mean. But now 2 minutes left of qualifying here. Will any of the other guys look to set better times? I mean, it does look to be that Jamie will be P20 unless Mick Schumacher. Well, actually, even if Mick Schumacher doesn't set time, Jamie will still be P20 because he's DNF first, unfortunately. So not a great day for Jamie, or at least a not great qualifying, but I'm sure he can bounce back in the race. Who knows though. Here we go now, nicely taking that corner there, round the corner here, nicely taken, goes over it a little bit, almost bounces over it, but not too badly. Onto the straight now, full DRS out of that Ferrari engine that Haas has come well known to use the full pace out of course. Speaking of Haas, in real F1, they're doing brilliantly right now. I mean, when this video comes out, it might be totally different. Of course, they might be back, but we just had the Melbourne Grand Prix. No, not Melbourne. The Imola Grand Prix. Sorry, and Haas are doing brilliantly, really. So it's nice to see them finally do well. Unfortunately, Williams could be doing better, but Alex Albon finally getting a first point in Imola, so who knows. Should be real interesting to see if Williams can do a bit better, who knows. But now the Red Bulls are back out again. It does look to be they'll both get a new time lap going on here, but hold up a minute. Is Carl potentially giving Harry a tow here? I mean, they don't have to because they're both P1 and P2, but I mean, it'll get Harry up to more speed and gets him further away from Ritvick. He might even overtake Carl if Carl ain't careful. So who knows? That is the end of qualifying there. Callum, Ritvick both finished their qualifying now. I'm sure Preston's about to finish it as well. No, he looks to be on for another time there. On for another lap, sorry. So well done to 5-place grid pen for five-place grid pen for Callum and Preston here. Of course, the AI is doing their best, and you know, blocking it. Another 5-place grid pen for Preston. Wow, that sends Preston down to P15 and Callum down to P10. That is major. Wow. Preston gets disqualified from the session. Oh my god. That means Preston's gone P19. And Harry getting the tow from Carl, potentially. And here we are with the leaderboard. We have Carl P1, Harry P2, Ritvick P3, Callum P4 still. Hello everybody and welcome to another race day here, and of course here is your first of two intros because I seem to be doing that a lot recently, of course with your formation lap. It seems to be two different intros to race, but here we go, the Spanish Grand Prix. Of course this track has two DRS zones, one speed trap, and has a very long straight and I mean quite a few bends. You've got a few, not many tight corners. You've got a chicane, but double bend as I call them, but just are of course called chicanes. But yeah, you've got the double bends, but only one of them. It's mainly just like normal fast-paced bends, and it's so lots of speed and not much braking today. So hopefully lots of overtakes. Of course, as well with the assisted of the DRS zones, it will definitely be a very interesting race. But we haven't raced here before, I don't think so. it's definitely going to be a very interesting one to see. Of course, this track is a very, what would you call it? Not dangerous track, but slippery track, you could say. You slip out very, very easily, and your back wheel can just go and lock up all of a sudden, and you will be in the wall if you are not careful on this track. So we'll see what our drivers will get up to today, whether they can survive the horrors of the Spanish Grand Prix. Only if I could speak right, am I right or am I right? But yeah, I guess we can talk all day about this track, but we wouldn't actually be seeing anything. So, without further ado, let's see the Spanish Grand Prix. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another race. Here we are with the formation lap. Of course, P1 Carl, P2 Harry, P3 Ritvic, P8 Callum, due to a 5-place grid penalty. But that's become 3 for a reason. But no, I think yeah, 3 for a reason. But who knows? And then Jamie P17 and Preston, unfortunately, P20. So our guys are completely across the grid today. I want to see whether Jamie can get back up today or not. That would be very interesting. And whether Ritvic can potentially get that podium today. Who knows? Of course, with the Ferraris being out of the race today and AI's driving instead, the Red Bulls and McLarens will both have that advantage against them, because I doubt they'll be dangerous. I mean, they could be. I'm not ruling that out, but we all know what VARs are like. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see, of course. But yes, we're just getting underway now with the formation lap. We're gonna just get up everything we need now, of course. Here we go. Everything is up now. We're about to end the formation lap now, so it should be very interesting. But of course, we have for one big straight. We have lots of bends today, so hopefully a lot of overtaking opportunities. Of course, with the use of DRS and everything, who knows? We'll have to wait and see, of course. But I guess we'll find out in a minute, won't we? When the lights go out. But of course, everyone's just reforming the grid now, and we shall just wait to see what is going to happen here. Yes, it should be very interesting. Of course, Red Bull's up top today, being P1 and P2. So who knows whether they might be able to pull another P1 and P2 out of the bag, and that will assert them in the Constructors' Championship for sure this season, and of course in the Drivers' Championship as well. But who knows? Yes, we're about to get underway now as soon as Preston lines up on the grid, and I believe he has just done it. Yes, he has, and here come on the lights, and it's about to be lights out, and away we go here at the Spanish Grand Prix here today. Here we are. Now, Harry straight up to P1, but potentially Carl might be taking it back here. I'm not sure. No, yes, Carl does take it back. Harry, I believe the loud card's going in front. Strategic plays, of course. Ritvic down to P6 now. Jamie down to P13, unfortunately. Callum's still in P8, and Preston up to P19 now. But no, Preston's just gone back down to P20. Jamie up to now P11. Ritvic still in P6 there. Red Bulls still on top, in fact. Nice work there by Red Bulls to stay on top. Now Ritvic up to P5. Jamie takes it quite wide there, I saw. A little bit of wheel contact between him and Lewis Hamilton. Now Valtteri Bottas getting past him as well. Goes a bit off track there, but I'm sure he'll be fine, be able to get some positions back. Who knows? I'm sure we'll be finding out very soon. Callum's still in P8, of course. Ritvic now up into P5. Started P3, went down to P6, and now up to P5. So he lost 3 positions and has gained 1 back. Can he gain another one over Kimi Räikkönen? I'm sure we'll be finding out in a minute. Red Bull's trying to create that gap now between them and the drivers, and they are. They've already got that 1 second gap, and that'll be very, very big for the for the DRS, of course, so it should be very interesting to see. Ritvic now within a 0.3 second gap here, Jamie within a 0.6 second gap. Ritvic trying to hunt down Kimi Räikkönen here. Can he catch up in time? Potentially. Goes a bit wide there on that bend there, but no matter. Why do I have to have hiccups now? It's like whenever I commentate something, something goes wrong. Like I start coughing, I start having hiccups. It's really weird. It's like a curse for me, I swear. But who knows? But now Ritvic potentially still hunting Kimi Räikkönen here. Can he get that position? However, his teammate now, Jamie, up to P11, got the overtake on good old Valtteri Bottas, who's much better off, of course, in Alfa Romeo now. And he's not second best to anyone, but unfortunately here in F1 2021 he is second best to Lewis Hamilton, of course, for now. But here we go now. Jamie has managed to get past one Mercedes. Can he get past the other in time? Who knows? Now Ritvic also getting really close now to Kimi Räikkönen. Might be going for the overtake on this corner potentially. No, can't get close enough, but now using his DRS to potentially catch up. Harry did set fastest lap of the race, but I didn't see it, unfortunately. Should we see if we can get it up? I don't think we can, unfortunately. No, fast lap here. Harry with a 121.030. So nice work there. Brilliant work, in fact, by Harry, of course, getting that toe off Carl. Will that come in useful for an overtake on him? Who knows? Will Carl let him past or not? I mean, teammates, could be a teammate little rivalry, who knows? But unfortunately, whilst I was distracted with that, Ritvic, well, you guys would have seen Ritvic managed to get past the Alfa Romeo of Kimi Räikkönen there. So brilliant work there by Ritvic to get back up to P4. Now we'll be going after Yuki Tsunoda for that to get back where he started in P3. Can he get up in time? I'm sure we'll be finding out very soon. Jamie now, unfortunately, down in P20. I'm not sure why. Maybe an accident or something. I think he might have had to pit or something due to a wing or something. I don't know. I'll find out some details later on. Maybe we'll see a replay of it. Hopefully finish so we can, but who knows. But because of Jamie going down to P20, Preston is now up to P19, and he is closing in on Nikita Mazepin. Could he potentially get this overtake? He is closing a lot on him. DRS is enabled now, and Harry is catching up to Carl here. Will this be a race between the Red Bulls at the top? Who knows? And will be exciting to see, I'm sure. Ritvic will want to get into that action, I'm sure, very soon. But will he be able to get that overtake on Yuki Tsunoda? Sorry. I really can't speak today. He is catching up to him very fast, very fast, using that Mercedes engine to his full advantage here. Using the ERS as well, but that's down to 5% now, so he is definitely losing it bit by bit, but hopefully he doesn't overuse it too much, but it's looking like he is. Harry still catching up to Carl here, now got the DRS on Carl here, so it should be very interesting. Can he catch up to him? Can he get that overtake? Or are they just working together? Carl giving Harry that toe so they can get away from Tsunoda. I mean, they are 6 seconds away already from Tsunoda, so not under any threat. This could potentially be a very easy race for Red Bulls if they strategize it well. If not, if they spin out something, that's the only danger. It's like Melbourne, like I was saying 2 races ago. Of course, it is 2 races now, unfortunately. Although they're in front, there's always that, risk of spinning out on a track like this. So who knows? It could potentially happen, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Ritvic still gaining on Yuki Tsunoda now, within DRS range, I might add now, actually. 0.7 second gap, 0.6 second gap now, very much closing in. That DRS will come in useful. He is really using his DRS down to the bare bones of it. That'll be something he really don't want to do, because that will slow him down quite a bit if he uses all of it, but it looks like he will be going to use all of it now. 0.5 second gap now between him and Sonoda. He is gaining on him quite fast. Could he get the overtake potentially this time round on the straight? No, it might be here actually, with DRS looming now, and he has that DRS. 0.7 second gap. He's not gaining any time on Sonoda, I might add. Well, actually, I say that. He's just gained a bunch of time. 0.3 second gap now. 0.4. He is closing in on Miss. Could he potentially get it on Miss Bend? It's looking like it. It might be on Miss Bend. He can't get it on Miss Bend, unfortunately. Going around Miss Corner as well. Carl now sets a fast line, fast as that with a 120.977. Of course, he's still in front of Harry. Harry's still getting that toe off of Carl, actually, still. So nice work by Red Bulls to get that 9-second advantage above the AlphaTauri of Yuki Tsunoda. But it might be a 9-second gap in front of the McLaren of Ritvic in a minute. If Ritvic can get Yuki Tsunoda this time round on lap 6, could he do it? I'm sure we'll be finding out very soon. Now closing the gap very much on Tsunoda. Jamie's still down in P20. Not, I mean, he's actually gaining on Preston, but he needs to be careful on those bends. Not touch the curb too much, because otherwise he will spin out. That's also a possibility. He could have spun out. Again, I'm sure we'll find out. Later, who knows, or earlier on the video, of course, if I put a replay in, who knows. Yes, now Ritvic still gaining on Tsunoda now with the DRS, of course. Might be on Miss Corner. No, can't get close enough, unfortunately, to get onto him. Just don't go on Miss Curb. No, nicely dodges the curb, nicely dodges it also there, not touching it too much so it doesn't spin out. The curb is very dangerous on that bend there, so we have to be very careful. But now trying to get it on Miss One. Major wheel contact, in fact, and Ritvic is going into the pit. That's a bit weird to go. Actually, it is lap 7, and of course lap 7 softs will be very dangerous, won't it? But now, because of that, Callum is up to P4 here, so well done to Callum to get up to P4. Can he catch up to Yuki Tsunoda the way Ritvic couldn't? Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out. Now Preston up to a solid P15 here. Jamie's still down in P20 as he spun out again. Very unlucky here by Jamie to spin out again. I definitely think that's a spin out this time, because he's not going into pits, so, and he was further away from pits, obviously, so, and you can see he spun anyway, so yeah, very unlucky here by the McLaren of Jamie. But will his partner, now out of the pits, be able to catch up to Mazepin here? I'm sure we'll be finding out very soon. Hopefully so, but who knows? Preston is definitely catching up on Sebastian Vettel here. Could he catch up in time though? Could he get that overtake? He is using his DRS now to his full advantage, gaining dramatically on Vettel here. So he's still within the running for it, so who knows. Carl now pitting, however. Of course he had that P1 position. Now getting out. Will he get out before? Actually, Yuki Tsunoda and Callum are both pitting as well. It looks like Esteban Ocon might beat him out, and yes, he does. It might also look like the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas. No, Valtteri Bottas cannot be Carl out of the pit, so that means Carl goes P3. Harry holds P1. Preston in P11, now Callum down to P15, Ritvic in P13 due to Callum pitting, and many others, of course. And Jamie still, very unfortunately, down in P20. I'm really hoping he can improve, but with the way it's looking, I really don't know, to be fair. Now Carl absolutely gaining on Ocon here, maybe getting him on this bend here. No, he can't. Touches the curb, so it's probably lucky enough to not spin out. That is legit the curse of Spain. You touch a curb, you're gone, really. Now using the DRS and ERS, going on the outside and takes a B2 position from Esteban Ocon. Nice work here by Carl, to be fair. Touches that curb, lucky not to spin there as well. That's the main part, where you're not supposed to touch curb. I've done it loads of times and I spun because of it. So brilliant work by Carl, to be fair. But can Carl get away? It does look to be. He's 1 second away from Esteban and building that gap now. He is quite far away actually from Harry, in fact. Will Harry pit? I mean, he hasn't pit this time round. So will he pit? Will he pit this time round? Sorry, you get what I mean. He didn't pit last time round. Will he get it this time round? That's what I'm trying to say. Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out very soon. Now Ritvic up to P11. Preston also still gaining on Vettel here. Hasn't been able to overtake him, unfortunately, but dramatically gaining on him. No matter. Callum up to P16 now, gaining also on Alonso, but so both Ferraris looking to be in a dangerous spot. But Preston also has it from behind. The danger from behind of him, because Ritvic is gaining on Preston here. Potentially could be looking for an overtake here. Can't gain on him at all really. Not really using any ERS here, so quite weird actually. But Harry now has gone straight past the no, actually, I said straight past the pit lane. He hasn't. He's actually gone straight into the pit lane. So Carl will be catching up to Harry here and potentially getting that overtake on his teammate. And it is looking like it will happen, of course. Although Harry's just got his tyres changed, Carl is the faster one because Harry has the pit lane restriction scores, and because of that, Carl sets the fastest lap of the race with 120.681. So brilliant work there by Carl, to be fair. Now Harry comes out the pit lane, coming up to the first bend here. Nicely taken, goes on me inside of the bend, of course, assisted by the pit lane. So he was going quite slow anyway, so got around that bend with now a 3-second gap between him and Carl. Can he catch up with that bend? I mean, what? Can he catch up with that gap? Sorry. I mean, of course, the gap between him and Valtteri Bottas, of course. Can he push that? Can he build that gap even further so they're not under threat by the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas? Who knows? Ritvic, however, now up to P10. Callum to P15. No, Ritvic, sorry, has just got past Sebastian Vettel. I can't believe I just turned away before that. But yes, he's just got past Sebastian Vettel, now hunting the other Aston Martin, of course, of Lance Stroll, the son of the Aston Martin owner, Lawrence Stroll here, now gaining on him dramatically, DRS and ERS, and now has gone on the inside of Stroll and got him. Nice work there by Ritvic, to be fair. Now gaining on the Haas of Schumacher here. Can he get past Schumacher? Potentially. It would be nice to see, but can he do it in time? Now going on the inside of this corner, jumps over that corner a little bit, but even so, Schumacher could not get past Ritvic because he was blocking his path a little bit, and Ritvic takes that P7 position very nicely there. So brilliant work by Ritvic's McLaren there. Now has a 4-second gap between him and Nicholas Latifi. Can he build? Can he close that gap? Sorry. So we can catch up and overtake him. Who knows? I'm sure we'll be finding out very soon. But yeah, Preston now in P19. Jamie in P20. Safety car here. What has gone on here? I don't see any doubt. I think it was between the Aston Martins. I'm not sure. There was an overtake between both of them, but I'm not sure. Should we see if we can find any damage on any of these cars? Yes, it is the Aston Martin of Lance Stroll with a broken wing. Sebastian Vettel managed to get past him. I think with getting past him there was a collision and Lance Stroll has lost his wing. Very unfortunate for the Aston Martin here. We'll have to pit, of course, and get that wing changed. And potentially getting those positions back. Who knows whether he can or not. Jamie once again pitting, now at a 1-minute disadvantage between him and Mick Schumacher. He's even about to get lapped, I believe, by Carl here, but due to the safety car, I don't think Carl can even lap him yet. Jamie will actually be the first one to the safety car here. Unless, of course, Carl does go for the overtake here. Maybe get Jamie blue flagged, I'm not sure, but actually it might look like Jamie's being able to overtake, and Jamie is being able to overtake, which means Carl takes that front of the pack position with the safety car here. So nice work there, to be fair, with the Red Bulls. Harry looked almost overtook Carl, but had to give the position back. Ritвik all started to back up to P3 now. Brilliant work by Ritвik. I think loads of the guys pitted, he didn't, and he took that position back. This is also a great time, as I said, Jamie had a 1 minute gap and now he's closing it majorly due to the safety car. He could catch up and gets a lot of overtakes here. This is a big chance and opening for Jamie. He cannot waste it whatsoever, but who knows. Callum now up to the P8 position. I would say brilliant work, but he's back to where he started. So who knows, potentially can he get the overtake from Fernando Alonso? Again, it's an AI. The AIs are not as challenging, not as risky, so who knows, we'll have to wait and see, of course. But yeah, as I said, brilliant work by Ritвik, to be fair, to get up to that P3 position, well, back up to that P3 position. He is within challenging range of Harry now. Could he challenge the Red Bulls, or will Red Bulls get away first? I'm sure we'll be finding out, but now Ritвik taking it very nicely around that bender. Now onto the straight, but of course he can't even get up to speed due to the safety car. Now onto lap 13 with the safety car here. We're probably going to see about one more lap before it goes in, unfortunately. So hopefully hopefully we'll get back to racing soon, but who knows, I'm sure we'll have to wait and see. As I said, Jamie majorly catching up here with Preston, so brilliant work by Jamie. Could he get some overtakes? Who knows, I mean, how many could he get, if he's going to get any? That is the real question, to be fair. We'll have to wait and see what Jamie can pull out the bag. But we know what Jamie is good at. He's good at getting those overtakes when he wants to. And I'm sure he is dying for them. So hopefully he'll be absolutely pumped for them this time. But who knows. Now back up to the top here. Carl, of course, following the safety car, leading the pack, of course. Harry one place behind him. Oh, that was an accident. Harry one place behind him there. Ritвik, of course, behind him. And then you have a bunch of AIs there. Then you have Callum in P8. You have Preston right at the back in P19. And Jamie, of course, behind him with a 20-second gap in P20. Will the safety car wait for Jamie to catch up, or will safety car go in before Jamie can catch up? Who knows? Jamie's sliding out a bit. It's because he's touching a lot of his curbs. I tell you, he is not really being careful. He's touching the curbs. He's going too far on the inside and outside, so he needs to be definitely more careful here. But can he be more careful? Who knows? Hopefully he can. Safety car is in this lap. Jamie's still with a 10-second gap here. Still, because he's having to go slow around these corners. He's not taking them fast pace like he should be. He keeps sliding everywhere because he's not being careful. He needs to be more careful. Speaking of the devil, actually, Preston's right there. So, could he get within DRS range? And anyway, what I didn't notice was we are back under racing conditions here. Safety car has gone in. Now, Carl trying to get away from Harry here. Can he in time? Who knows? But Harry with a 0.6 second gap now, 0.7 second gap, sorry. So he'll be trying to gain on Carl potentially, but another man he'll be trying to gain on Harry is Ritвik here. Of course, Ritвik will be looking to challenge Harry for that P2 position. Can he though? I do wonder. He uses all of his ERS, and might be the advantage he has. Harry doesn't typically waste his ERS. He tries to keep as much as he can. So Ritвik, it's not much of an advantage, but you get what I mean. Ritвik will have that full pace, but anyway, before that, he needs to get away from the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas here, and Bottas here. As I said, can't speak today, don't know why. It is rather annoying. Yeah, Valtteri Bottas backs out, and Ritвik manages to get ahead, and he's still gaining on Harry here, very slowly but surely. Could get it if he's fast enough. Who knows? Out of DRS range by 0.6 tenths of a second. Now I was about to say now, but he has actually changed 0.7 tenths of a second out from DRS range of Harry here. Could he close those 0.6 tenths of a second? He is looking to be. He just needs to quickly. Whether he can or not, it'll be very interesting. We are on lap 15 now, so we're about, I'd say, 17 laps out from the final lap now, so we are closing in on it very closely. No, actually 18 laps, I'd say. Yeah, about 18 laps now out from it, so we are closing in on the finish. So about halfway through, I'll probably say, but yes, now we are closing in. What am I trying to say? Harry is trying to close in on Carl the best he can, but Carl is pulling away nicely. Is it strategy or is it competing? You just don't know. Harry takes that corner a bit wide there, but comes back on track nicely. Ritvik's still with a major gap behind Harry. Of course, Harry still trying to gain on Carl, potentially getting DRS range, and he has, and he loses it again, unfortunately. But I'm sure he'll be getting, and he does, sorry, again, get into DRS range, and he'll be getting DRS at any minute now. I'm sure their DRS is enabled there, so probably next time round he'll be getting DRS, but he is using his DRS to his full advantage here, trying to catch up to Carl here. Can he do it in time? Who knows? Ritvik now majorly falling behind with a 2.4 second gap here. That just said 2.434. I love that. Anyway, point is, he is quite far out from Harry as it is. Can he gain that time back? I'm really hoping so, but we'll have to wait and see. However, the other guys sadly haven't moved here. Well, actually, I say haven't moved. If we go right to the bottom here, Jamie has just overtaken Preston here. So brilliant work there by Jamie. He'll be looking for an overtake on good old Mickey Schumacher. Can he catch up to good old Mick, or will he lose out to the Haas? Who knows? I'm sure we'll find out very soon here. Callum struggling to get close to Fernando Alonso here. Can't catch up enough to get the overtake. He's definitely looking for it. Well, his AI is anyway, but he can't get quite close enough, unfortunately. But back up at the top here, Ritvik's still in P3 here with a 2.7 second gap now. Carl sets faster out with a 120.628. Brilliant work by Carl, to be fair, on most mediums. I think everyone's on mediums now though, so you know how it is. But yes, we are Harry again closing in on Carl here, trying his best to anyway. Carl trying to keep that gap between him and Harry. I mean, they aren't under threat, so they can fight until they're under threat. If they're under threat, they work together. If they're not, they battle it out and see who wins. Not dangerously, of course, but you know, friendly fire, shall we say. But of course, it's now lap 17, so we have about, I'd say, probably 16 more laps left to go. Trying to work my maths out there. Probably completely wrong, but who knows. But now he is, of course, Harry is now gaining on Carl as it is dramatically here with a 0.5 second gap now, closing 0.4 now, closing in potentially 0.3. No, I can't get that close unfortunately, but he is closing that gap quite quickly now. Ritvik, however, losing the gap on Harry because he's been a bit too risky. I think he needs to play it safe because Harry's setting fast out with 120.520. That's what I'm trying to say. So brilliant work there by Harry, to be fair. But now, yeah, as I said, Ritvik, basically, yeah, there we go, 5 seconds out now. I was saying that, but now he's down to 4.8 second gap. He's using his ERS, but to the bare bones of it, it's now down to 3%. I'm sure it'll be 2% in a minute, but with braking, it will be going back up, but not by much, I must say. Only just so much Ritvik can get some out of it, because he's basically used it all, really. But now back to Jamie here. He may be looking for an overtake on Mick Schumacher. Can't get it on this bend, unfortunately, but we'll be trying again. He is also someone who uses his ERS to bare bones as well. He needs to conserve it, I think. Tries to get he tries to go on the inside of Schumacher there, but it gets too close. and it's unfortunately way too close to get anything out of it. Now spins a little, and of course because of that spin he's going to lose major time on Mick. He has to be more careful. Both McLarens have to be more careful within this race. It's really unfortunate to see, but they need to learn to be more careful if they're going to be effective. And you know, be title challenging. I really hope they are, but they're too risky. They're too. You get what I mean? Like, I'm not saying they can't win, but the fact is, the reason they're not title challenging is they can win, but it's heavily the possibility of them winning is heavily reduced by the fact that they are way too risky, unfortunately. But who knows? Preston now up to P16 due to a load of pits. Callum now up to a P7 position. Got the overtake on Lewis Hamilton. It was meant to be Fernando Alonso, but Fernando Alonso also went in front. I think it's also because of those pit changes. Because of that happened. So everyone's gone up one place. Well, for everyone who was, you know, basically behind when one place. Harry was getting really close, had a 0.3 second gap on him in car, but now it's a 0.7 second gap. It is closing to be, yes, there we go, 0.8, back down to 0.6 second gap now. So he's closing it, then losing it, then closing it, you get what I mean. It's on and off really with Harry, but I'm sure he could potentially gain on him. I'm not sure whether they're saying right now, right, Carl, you're ahead, let's get you the win, let's get that 1-2 again. Or are they saying, right, let's have a fight, let's battle it out, we got that 5 second gap, let's not work together as much. Well, of course work together, but you get what I mean, like, let's have a little battle, see who wins. I'm not sure really, but due to pits, Callum now up to P4 position, that's going to be brilliant for him. Preston also gone into pits. I was about to say he'll be climbing, but another man who's absolutely climbing is Jamie due to pits. He's up to P7. What a brilliant comeback. Even if it is due to pits, he still had a brilliant comeback. Was P20 most of the race, now up to P7. Can he keep it? I'm really hoping so, but who knows? We're just going to have a quick look at tyres here. Carl does have 11 lap old mediums here, so he will have to pit soon. Harry with 9 lap old mediums, so he'll also be looking to pit. Harry now majorly gaining on Carl, but still can't get that overtake there. So that's very interesting. Will Carl potentially look to go in the pits this lap, or will he go for another lap? That's what I'm wondering, to be fair. He did go in at 7 lap old softs, but he's not going in on 11 lap old mediums, that's for sure. He is going for another lap here. Of course, the wear must not be enough. That is a 120.448 for the fastest lap by Carl there. So brilliant work by both for Red Bulls. They keep setting the fastest time of the race, and they keep getting away, so it's brilliant. Callum and Ritvick both pitting here, so that's also brilliant. Ritvick will go a bit behind, but hopefully he can gain most positions back, who knows. Jamie will also have to pit soon. He is on 9 lap old mediums here. Can he pit? Ritvick has just probably made a really big mistake. You've got to think, softs, not a good decision when you've got 12 laps of the race left. Not even mediums can, well, 12 laps is probably like the max you should go with mediums, maybe 13 laps. 12 laps of softs, his softs will utterly die of wear. So I don't exactly understand that decision, but unless he's expecting a safety car, unless he's seen in the future and seen a safety car coming, I don't know what's going on with Ritvick. Don't know why he's done that, but both McLarens now P4, P5, probably going to be looking for an overtake on Esteban Ocon, who actually has a 23 second gap now on for both Red Bulls. Both Red Bulls have been absolutely dominating this race. Well done to both of them. However, Harry looks to be getting past Carl, and he does. He takes, oh god, he switched. He takes that P1 position. What a brilliant overtake there by Harry, I must say. Carl now will be looking to take that position back, but can he? I do wonder. He'll definitely be looking for it. Absolutely bare-boned his ERS completely. So unfortunately can't use it much. Why do I keep switching? It's very annoying. But now might be looking to get that overtake back on Harry here, but can he in time? Who knows? He has, of course, more wear tyres, so he will have to pit first, unfortunately. So he has that disadvantage here. He might be taking... Harry might actually be winning this, because think about it, Harry will be pitting later on. So who knows? But whilst I was talking, Jamie and Ritvic managed to go up one place each due to Esteban Ocon pitting here. So nice work by the McLarens to get that far up. Again, I don't think Ritvic going on softs was a good decision. It might be. I might be totally wrong. But you guys got to agree with me. 12 laps softs will absolutely be destroyed. He won't be able to steer or anything for his life. So I don't know what he was thinking, but who knows? We have 10 laps left here, but now Carl potentially getting overtake on Harry, and he does. Nice work there by Carl to get that. I actually believe it was Harry trying to get an overtake on Carl, I think. Yeah, I think I was mistaken there. But now Harry looking for an overtake again, potentially. Not doing it dangerously, of course. Trying their best to stay within this race and try and stay safe, whilst, of course, battling out for that P1 position, because they both want the Drivers' Championship. Although they want the Constructors' Championship, and they're working brilliant for it, they both won their first Drivers' Championship. Can they... Well, who can win this race? It will be a mystery. With 10 laps left to go, of course, the car will again have to pit. And with DRS and ERS, don't know why I went silent when that happened. I just kind of couldn't speak for a minute. With ERS and DRS anyway, Harry managed to get an overtake on Carl. What a brilliant move it was. Just flew straight past him onto the corner. Now Carl will be looking for that position back, or will he pit? No, he's going for another lap. What is going on here? I mean, Carl absolutely using his mediums to the max he can here, stretching them far. I think he wants Harry to pit first, and he will not let him. He doesn't want to pit first unless he absolutely needs to, because he knows if he pits first, well, he's under weakness. Whoever pits first will be under weakness by the other. So who knows? We'll have to wait and see, of course. Callum now up to P5. Valtteri Bottas just DNFing there. That's going to put pressing up to P16. But yes, Callum now enjoying P5. So brilliant work by Callum to get up there, to be fair. Jamie now, wow. What has happened there? He kind of bounced over 2 corners. Surprised he didn't get a penalty for that, to be fair. Wow. That was shocking. Carl now up using his DRS, couldn't get close enough to Harry, unfortunately. Trying again to gain on him. Can he though? Using his ERS now to his full advantage here. No, actually he's not, sorry. Going around this corner nicely, not spinning out at all. Taking this corner as well. Very nice. Both by the Red Bull drivers, and of course Carl has to concede, he has to pit. Whether he said, oh, fine then I'll pit, or whether that was a strategic move, who knows. I mean, he should keep that P2 position anyway, due to the 29-second gap between him and Jamie. But who knows. Now Carl getting out. Can he get out fast enough? And I believe so. The McLarens are not close enough. They have to slow down for the bends. Of course, shooters having to slow down. Carl was now speeding up out of the pit lane. Nice work by Carl to keep that P2 position. And anyway, Jamie's pitting. Of course, had to happen eventually, didn't it? So he's going to be dropping down a few places, unfortunately. But will he be able to gain most back? Who knows? But that means Callum will be going up to P4 here. Nice work by Callum there. Jamie now down to P7, P8, P9, P10. Yes, P10, P11, P12. No, it looks to be just P12 here. Nicholas Latifi cannot get close enough. And now that's just P12 for Jamie now. But of course, he has made a smart decision. He's gone into the pit lane to go on softs with 8 laps left. Those softs, although they might be a bit burnt out, they won't be as burnt out as the 12 lap old softs by Ritvic, I must say. So who knows? I'm sure might come to regret that decision, but we'll have to wait and see, of course. Carl now with a 20-second gap, 20-second gap here between him and Harry. Has Harry pitted yet? I don't think he has actually. No, he hasn't. He still has those 15-lap-old mediums there. He's trying to stretch him out for as long as he can because, of course, Carl went on mediums, but Harry has to see this opportunity for what it is. Actually, yes, Carl did go on medium. Sorry, had to double check there. Just can't doubt myself. Yes, Harry calls on mediums, but what? They have like 7 laps left to go. If he pits now, he gets out maybe just behind Carl, but only by 1 second. And he will probably, I suspect, have softs as well. If he makes the right call here. Well, what I think is the right call anyway. So it could be that Harry has made the absolute right call strategically here. I think that's what Carl was trying to do as well. He realised he could potentially make it to like within this, but he couldn't. Unfortunately, had to go on mediums. But now Harry going into the pits with a 20-second gap between him and Carl. Can Harry get out fast enough? For when Carl cannot overtake. It is soft that Harry is going on. This could be good for Harry if he can get out fast enough. Can he get out? It's going to be a competition now. Carl coming up, speeding past. However, Harry apparently about to also build up his speed here. And it does look like Carl might just overtake just about. Actually, no, Harry makes it out. No, Carl, sorry, speeds straight past Harry here, but Harry, of course, on those softs, will be much faster than Carl, I'm sure. So I'm sure he'll be gaining on him dramatically. Ritvik's still holding that P3 position. Callum's still holding that P4 position. Jamie now up to P9. So brilliant work by Jamie to come back to it fair. Sets the fastest lap with 120.185. Now looking potentially for an overtake on Kimi Räikkönen here. Can he get this overtake? Potentially. No, he can't get it this time round. But he might be trying to get it again on this bend. He is gaining on him dramatically. Goes on the inside and gets the overtake on Kimi Räikkönen. Now up to P8 with a 2.5 second gap between him and Lewis Hamilton. I'm sure he'll be gaining on Lewis in no time at all. Now down to P16 where Preston is lying in wait, potentially looking for an overtake on Sebastian Vettel. If you can gain on him enough, will that be a possibility for the Ferrari driver? Well, I'm sure we'll be finding out very soon. We'll come back to when it potentially does happen. Carl says fast up for 120.166. Not even Harry can beat that, but Harry using his DRS and ERS storms straight past Carl here. That means Harry now up to P1. This is a battle between the two Red Bulls here. What a brilliant race for the two Red Bulls. Dominated the whole race and now battling each other for this P1 position. Because as I said, they both want this Drivers' Championship. But who will win this race and who will boost their points? Who knows? Jamie 7 fast up for 120.118. Brilliant work by Jamie, to be fair. Getting ever so close to Lewis Hamilton here. Could he potentially get this overtake? Going around those curves a bit too fast, but it's looking fine for now. Gaining definitely on him with a 0.2 second gap. Potentially going on the inside here. Can't get close enough, unfortunately, on this corner. Tries still to go after him. Tries to go on the inside, but still not close enough. Goes around that bend there. Nicely done. Nicely taken. Still gaining on him with a 0.3 second gap now. No DRS as of yet, unfortunately, for Jamie here, but I'm sure he'll be getting it very soon. Yes, here comes DRS for Jamie now, gaining absolute time. Harry says fast lap of 119.229. Brilliant work by Harry, to be fair. And in that, Jamie goes on the inside of that bend and takes that P7 position from Lewis Hamilton. And whilst that happens, Carl takes back the P1 position from Harry. This is going to be backwards and forwards between the Red Bulls, I'm sure. Of course, with Harry having the sauce, he has a bit more of an advantage, but those will wear quicker, reducing his speed more. Carl's tyres will last longer. This is a battle of absolute strategy here. Who will come out top? Who knows? We have 4 laps left. With a way, if they keep overtaking each other on every lap, it will end, I think, as Harry will know. It will actually end as, yeah, Harry the winner, I think. So it could be very interesting, who knows. No, actually, it'll end with Carl being the winner, actually, if it carries on like this, but who knows whether it will. Jamie, unfortunately, lost that position, the P7 position to Lewis Hamilton. Not exactly sure what happened, was focused on the Red Bulls, but yes, Jamie, I'm sure will be looking for that position back. Can he get it back, though? I do wonder. Preston now up to a nice P6. Actually, no, he's not up anywhere. He's still in P16, still trying to gain on the Aston Martin Sebastian Vettel, but not being able to, unfortunately. I'm sure he'll keep on trying, Mo. Callum still in P4 here, not gaining on Ritvic at all, really. Ritvic, however, still in P3. He does look to be on for a podium this time round, but who knows what will happen. Harry is gaining still on Carl here, setting a purple sector 1 still, showing he is the fastest here, showing he is the fastest Red Bull here, sorry. 0.5 second gap now. With the way it's looking now, it could potentially be Harry the winner, because if they keep overtaking each other, it will be Harry the winner, I'm pretty sure, but who knows, it's unpredictable really at this race, isn't it? Harry is gaining on Carl, however, Harry is not letting up anything. He wants that position back, he wants that P1 position. As I said, it all comes into effect when the Drivers' Championship is in question. Of course, they both want to work together for constructors, as I said earlier, and they are doing a brilliant job, both getting a 1-2 in 2 of the races in Jeddah and in Australia, and now potentially here as well. Harry once again setting fast lap for 119.118, and he is gaining on Carl here, and potentially he gets the overtake, goes round on the inside of Carl. Carl tries to sneak past him again, goes on the grass, unfortunately couldn't get the overtake, and Harry now has the lead. Carl still trying to battle back, but he can't. Harry using all of his ERS that he can, trying to keep that P1 position. Harry's job now will be able to get as far away from Carl as he can, because of course that DRS range. But with the gap that it is now, Carl will have no issue at getting back at Harry. Potentially even with this DRS part here, if he gets it, will he get it? And look, he is getting that DRS. I'm pretty sure this will be Carl's position here. Can he gain enough time on Harry here? He's looking for it. No, he can't. Loses that DRS, unfortunately. Potentially got me inside. No, he is not close enough. 0.4 second gap here. No, with a close enough gap, of course, as we know, to close in and potentially get the overtake on this straight here, if he can stay close enough to Harry now. 0.6 second gap. Now 0.4 second gap. DRS coming into fruition here on lap 31, and this looks to be Carl's position back and P1, and it does take it. Harry trying to defend him off the best he can, and Carl can't get close enough for that position, unfortunately. Or maybe Carl just knows that maybe if he holds back this time and stays close enough, Carl can get that position on lap 33, because he may know that Harry may be able to take it. No, he actually may not be thinking that, because he has taken that position right back from Harry. Brilliant overtake by Carl. I think he went on me outside of him. I can't exactly remember. I saw the overtake, but for some reason I couldn't actually see the overtake, if you get what I mean. But yes, Carl now owns that P1 position. What a brilliant race by the Red Bulls here, I must say. Jamie's still in that P8 position. Preston's still in that P16 position. Everyone's still in the same position except Harry, who's taking that position back. But Harry goes wide, and Carl takes advantage of that and takes that position back. And whilst we're saying that, Jamie has DNF'd once again for the second time, once in qualifying and now a second time in the race. And very unlucky, I must say, by Jamie. Who does what? That is very unlucky. Jamie has had a brilliant race, but now Harry will be using his full DRS, gaining on Carl here. This lap is his last chance to catch up, and he's looking like it. He overtakes him potentially on the inside. No, we can't get close enough. Carl keeps that position. Of course, there is one more DRS place. DRS zone left to go. Could Harry get the overtake on that DRS zone? Carl needs to get further away to keep this P1 position, but can he? That is the question. It looks to be Carl is getting away. Of course, those cars will be blue flagged. It is slowing Carl down. Very unfortunate here, and of course, it may look like DRS is coming here, and Harry gets past that Haas, now gaining on Carl, looking for that DRS, now getting the DRS, 0.6 seconds. It might be too far away for Harry to get this position back, and it's looking to be too far away, unfortunately, and it might just be Carl that takes this position after this major battle here. Carl may be keeping this position, coming around the final bends here, nicely taken. Carl keeping that gap, so it's looking like if it stays the same. Yes, it is staying the same. And it looks like here is your winner. And once again, P1 with a P2 Red Bull for Red Bull. Carl takes that P1 position. Harry almost got it, but Carl just manages to cross the line just before Harry takes it. Well done to Carl for his second race win here in the DCNX F1 Championship here in Season 2. What a brilliant race by both Red Bulls. The third P1, P2 here for them. What a brilliant race by the both of them, I must say. Well done to both of them. And of course, Ritvic now crossing the line as well, taking that P3 position. And that is the end of the race. Thank you all for joining us here. We'll be right back with you with the podium in a minute. Please stick around and watch this podium. Of course, driver of the day is Sebastian Vettel. And here we are with the podium. Of course, you have of course, taking that P3 spot, sorry I'm speechless, Ritvic taking that P2 spot after a brilliant race, Harry, and that P1 spot after a brilliant race as well. Of course, with Harry, battling with Harry all throughout the race, Carl from take it, of course, but even with those two battling, they take that P1 and P2. That will be massive for the Constructors' Championship. And here we go with the leaderboard. And here we are with the leaderboard, people. We have, of course, your race winner today, P1, Carl, and filling out that P1, P2 is Harry. Of course, also from Red Bull, taking that P2 spot. Ritvic, first podium of Season 2. Nice one for P3. Callum in P14 here. Preston takes that P15 spot, and due to a DNF, unfortunately, Jamie P19. But thank you all for joining us here, and we will see you all next weekend. See you later.